The leader of the war veterans in Zimbabwe, Christopher Mutsvangwa, says they will call on the people to protest against Mugabe's failed resignation. The ruling party ZANU PF had given the Zimbabwe leader until noon local time to stand down, or they will begin impeachment proceedings after the 93-year-old leader defied expectations he would resign. Mugabe stunned Zimbabweans in a rambling late-night Sunday television address by avoiding any mention of resignation, pledging instead to preside over a Congress next month of ZANU PF, which had sacked him as its leader only hours earlier. Parliament does not sit on Mondays, so any impeachment would have to wait until Tuesday, though a vote may not necessarily take place the same day.
Celebrations and great expectations.
The biggest thing we were expecting from the speech was for the president to step down. He must step down and leave this for the younger generation. We don't disagree that he's done a lot for the country, but he must leave for the younger generation to carry on his legacy.
However, that was not to be. Zimbabwe's President Robert Mugabe defied expectations to step down.
The Congress is due in a few weeks from now. I will preside over its processes, which must not be prepossessed by any acts calculated to undermine it or to compromise the outcomes in the eyes of the public.
ZANU PF had given the 93-year-old less than 24 hours to quit as head of state or face impeachment, an attempt to secure a peaceful end to his tenure after an army takeover.
We were expecting to hear the president say, "I've heard your concerns yesterday and I'm ready to step down." This is not what we're expecting, to hear a long speech without any results for us.
Opinions on the speech broadly expressed disappointment that Mugabe had not stepped down immediately. Now ZANU PF veteran leader Christopher Mutsvangwa is calling on the people of Zimbabwe to protest in a bid to pressure President Mugabe to resign. Berry Loro for CGTN.
Let's get more now from CGTN's Farai Mwakatuya, who joins us on the line from Harare. Farai, the deadline given by the ZANU PF for Mugabe to resign has lapsed. What next now? What should we expect?
Well, Penina, we can expect that ZANU PF will push through those impeachment proceedings in Parliament tomorrow. They are confident that they'll be able to get the numbers because both ZANU PF and the opposition had united to support this. Now, I must also say that it's just gone past that deadline, and we're waiting to see if indeed the resignation letter may have been sent to the Speaker of Parliament, which it should have been done under the Constitution. So at this stage, we know that President Robert Mugabe, we haven't heard that President Robert Mugabe has submitted his resignation. If it does go to impeachment, it looks increasingly likely that President Robert Mugabe, it will be inevitable that he will have to step down because legally and constitutionally, he won't have the mandate from the ruling party. He's already lost the support of the ruling party. And I think the numbers that came out of him Saturday show that he has also lost the people of this country, Penina.
Farai, many expected Mugabe to resign in his speech Sunday night, but he didn't. What's the reaction of ordinary Zimbabweans to that speech?
Well, I think Zimbabweans were bemused by that speech because I think to all intents and purposes, as you say, everyone expected that. Everyone was glued to their TV set, their radio set. But, they were surprised in that the speech sounded like a routine State of the Nation address where he started talking about policies that he was looking to implement, the fact that he would, continue to preside over ZANU PF. What some people have read into it is that he was trying to strike this conciliatory tone, perhaps to reach out to some members of ZANU PF who may still have sympathy for him ahead of this impeachment, so that if he's saying to them, look, guys, I acknowledge there are problems, but let's work to fix them, let's address them, some of those people might actually say, you know what, let's not go ahead with this impeachment. Let's give President Robert Mugabe another chance. That's what some people think. Ordinary Zimbabweans, though, still can't understand what's happening. And I think there is growing frustration here that, Zimbabweans feel they've sent a message to President Robert Mugabe that they no longer want him, and his defiance is the ramping up and increasing this anxiety, the frustration, and the anger that many people have. But like I said, let's wait and see. It is just gone past midday. Perhaps we might get an announcement, but as it stands, nothing as yet. And, President Robert Mugabe has, in fact, that's a sentiment that's come from some people. They know President Robert Mugabe he digs in on principle, so they expect that maybe this is what he's doing. He won't be dictated to how he will go. Anina.
Farai Mokatuya on the line for us from Harare. Thank you.